Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is BMT coming at you again. Um, I'm pretty much going to try to do this one at the best I can. I know I haven't really been on YouTube like that. I kind of like took a break. I took a hiatus from this, and I wanted to actually just go off and actually do something that actually didn't matter, like spending time with my family. And and sitting here, and I've been listening to a lot of stuff that people talk about, and I always and I had and there was a thing asked on it was a thing asked on Brother Art and Styles channel, and it was about and it was pretty much about the talking points of what a lot of these men are doing, and it was a guy on there. It was a guy on there at one point. I used to have issues with, and after that, um, I think we just went our separate ways or whatever. But he moved on, and he started his family, and I went back to doing what I do, my content and my family, and yeah, we I definitely had to ask the question, um, but as I was listening to his him talk about his life, I think now he's married, he has a kid, and congratulations to him and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm never against that of people forming fundamental families. And I had to ask the question now, are people being engineered to develop families? This is a this is something that we definitely need to start looking at and asking these questions like, hey man, like, do y'all even want families anymore? Or are y'all trying to build, like, what is honestly the contingency of your reasoning for being here? Now, we already know the hot button stuff to talk about is sex, um, pretty much game. Uh, what's going on? What's going on? And thank you for everybody coming in. You want to do me a favor? Like the video, share the video. I don't really ask y'all for much anymore. Like I said, YouTube to me, it's not a career. It's just a hobby, a little pastime hobby. When I'm sitting about out and bored, and I'm on my own. So I can tell you, like, see, like right here, right now. Um, like, see, like I'm telling you right, like, see, right here, gaming right now. I'm literally like YouTube is just a pastime. It's not a full time thing for me. Like I don't like other than that, I do this for leisurely. But the question that comes about is like, is this space or you is social media even built to even teach people how to make families? I wonder about that a lot because looking at how people go about their everyday life and how they go talking, you hear people talking, men and women, on sexual advocacy and game and all kind of stuff, and you want to actually like, don't worry, I mean, I'll probably allow you to come up. Right now I just gotta get off my thoughts, and we're watching where a lot of people nowadays, I'm looking at the contingency of where people's minds are at. Especially, listen, prices are going up, gas is going up. It's going to get a lot harder. It's going to get a lot harder. So he who stands alone will die alone. I'm just trying to tell you, this is not like no Road Warrior or no or those TV shows and stuff. Whereas to where hey, like I'm that one lone survivor. Like, dude, it gets harder. And literally looking at the food prices, the gas prices, a lot of things happening. I'm telling you right now, man, I don't know how a lot of people are going to thrive and make it. Um, and this is the ongoing proposition of um, what's happening with the surge. Like right now, gas is $4. Food is drastically hiked up, and resources as it comes about. If you look at trying to get certain stuff at stores or things like that, then that is easy to come by. And I would have to ask the question: like, is the model blueprint of building a family, is it there? Is it there anymore? Like you hear a lot of people talking, like they talk that good jab talk, But I have to ask, like, hey man, like at the end of the day, are you going to be able to survive what's coming down the pipe? Back then, listen, man, everybody wasn't allowed to have a family. Understand me? And I asked the question, like, are people even engineered to making families no more? Or is it now being placated in full with the government? Is it now being placated and fooled with the system? So now that we're here, and I know this is not the most relevant talk, but if you look at what a lot of people are empty and complaining about, they're complaining about actually having somebody to ride along with them with the ride. Now, don't believe the hype. Hey, man, I'm living my best life and I'm doing X, Y, and Z. But if they are living their best life, then why are they online? Why is depression so high? Why is suicide way up there? Why are people actually going about and actually taking more part and more fascination in death, dismay? If you notice, a lot more, a lot more of the movies nowadays are based on psychological trauma. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that a lot more of the movies, themes, shows are based more on psychological trauma, breakdown? They talk less about being a hero and more about being an anti-hero. Now, that can't just be coincidental. Where you have it where women are being told that, hey, like, I don't need to be in a family or be with a man. Okay. So you don't need to be with a man. Then what do you want, baby girl? You have it where men saying, why do I need a woman? I can do artificially. Wait. Where's all these talking points coming from? This can't be by coincidence that a lot of people are thinking like this. This can't be by coincidence that a lot of people believe this. Back in the day, this used to be some taboo talk, while other people used to be celebrated about actually building and creating and engineering families. It was a social pride. It was the epicenter of civilization. Now it's actually the demonization of civilization. Is this honestly what we want now? Is this honestly where we're going? Now listen, BMT is no doggone. I'm not the police. I'm not going to tell y'all how to operate and go about living your life. That's on you. Don't create a family if you're not ready for a family. Okay? I don't want to pressure y'all onto something. And I don't want y'all to stay into something that you're miserable about. I'm very realistic. I've been doing this for a lot of years. A lot of years. I've had time to grow, mature. I've hurt also. I've gone through things. It is not an easy job. And see, that's the thing about it. A lot of people talk about getting a family. They don't understand the mechanism of building a family. Why? Because they weren't properly engineered in doing that. They were told to do it, but they don't understand why they do it. See, and that's a problem. That is a big issue. I'm talking to y'all not just as a content creator, but as a friend. I'm actually trying to reach out, but I believe there's somebody that needs to hear this. I don't want women to think they feel inadequate enough that, hey, get the bag, get the bag, get the bag, get the bag. But then all of a sudden they're like, well, why do I feel like nobody cares about me? Nobody cares about my achievements. You hear what men are now, even with all the money that they have, they're getting into all kind of dire situations that are dangerous and have hazardous for their health. Now, now they're taking in all kinds of agendas, anything to feel socially or economically can like feel like wanted. I think this is where the pill rage and a lot of the socialism indoctrination is coming from. People are no longer engineered in building a family. It is no longer the go-to thing or the aim to be thing. This used to be one of the main fundamentals of society that everybody, even down to war, understood. Break up the family home. If you break up the family home, then you have no fundamentals to stand on. If you take away the man from the home, then there's no foundation. If you take the woman and take her mindset off of building a home, then they have no maintenance of something of an essence to want to keep and continue on. Take the children and turn them against the parents. That disrupts the legacy of wanting to be able to improve on the fundamentals of society that the parents already set forth. These are fundamental building blocks of society and strategy. These are not my thoughts. These are societal norms that are now demonized and spoken down on. The first love that a daughter will always seek was her father. Now, now that love is almost but gone. The nurturing bond between a mother and her son is almost disrupted. It has become unhealthy, toxic, and very destructive. We're now seeing it where sons are killing their mothers. Daughters have disdain against their fathers. And then this act starts to ripple out. We are in dire times, ladies and gentlemen. This is not an easy one to want to swallow. And though a lot of people swear up and down, no, no, it's the men, it's the women. So no one knows exactly where these issues are coming from or why they are happening. It's getting dangerous more and more. I'm hoping that I'm reaching out to somebody and trying to hope and say, hey man, like the route that we're going. Look at a lot of the content that's coming out now. You now want to hear about, well, these broads, these women. Look at them. And the women are now saying, these men, I don't trust them with my life. Why is this becoming normal? This is very dangerous. This is very destructive. We won't last much longer at this rate. I was watching ESPN, and on ESPN, the new definition of what is a woman had drastically been changed. It was a transgender that was literally dressed, that was wearing women's clothes. And a little girl walked up and said, wow, thank you, ma'am. I sat there and I looked at it and wondered where this all came about. Yes, Kara. Who? Who? Can you ask her? Yeah, fine. As you already see, my workmanship as a father never stops. Whether I'm doing YouTube, whether I'm working, whether any and everything I do, my life is destined to serve that of my family. I hear the disdainment that a lot of men are talking now, that they feel like no credibility is given to the man, that no man literally will die off a man that literally is disliked, talked down on, that is literally misrepresented and abused. And I'm sorry to hear that. I can't give you no easy way, and I won't lie to you. But I felt that way a few times. I felt despair. I felt disdain. I know what it's like to put your hard work and money and time into bills, into your home, into things, into a woman, into a child, and feel like nothing is moving forward. I know what it's like to want to quit. I know what it's like to want to walk away from the home. I can promise you, these things are going to happen. There is no easy way for me to say. There's no pleasant way for me to want to say that. But that is my job as a father. You have to understand, you guys. These things that are happening in society are getting worse and worse. You gotta understand that the talking points that we're using nowadays Are they volatile? Of men and women. You have to look a certain type of way, dress a certain type of way, go about doing things a certain type of way. And you have to ask people, like, hey, is this improving the imagery of men and women? Now, take it from me. I'm an African American, or literally, I like to call myself a black man. I am told by society that I am without culture. It sucks. It hurts. I feel like sometimes I feel inadequate, but I'm told I don't have culture. So you know what I do? I started to redesign my own culture. I removed the bad and inputted the good. I imported wholesome values and I stayed away from destructive ones. It's not easy. I can promise you that. And I can tell you right now, I do have my days where I want to stop. But I also understand that the work needs to be done. Bellies need to be fed. Women need to be protected. Daughters need to be raised. Sons need to be reared and disciplined. Isn't it an easy job? No. But that is my job as a man. And it is a thankless job. It's not an easy job. I tell y'all this because I love y'all. I'm telling y'all this because I'm not going to say what you want me to say. I'm not going to say nothing about submission. I'm not going to say nothing about masculinity. I'm not going to say anything about how and what men and women should be. Because that's not for me. That is for you to honestly understand that there is no one correct way to getting here. I've fallen from grace plenty and plenty of times. I know what it's like to feel helpless. I won't lie to you. During COVID, I did feel scared. I'm dealing with a natural disaster and I don't have the proper answers. All I can do is just take care of one thing: move accordingly as I can as a man. Was it easy? No, but I did it. And I took one day at a time. I wanted to quit. I'm not going to lie to you. And some days I had to go outside and recompose myself. It's natural. Men and women, we tend to forget that we talk about things of nuisance of things that happened back in the day, back when grandma, granddaddy, all this other stuff. But you're not them. You are you. And you are what you make you to be. Okay? I learned I am not my father. I am me. I understand. I'm not going to get a woman that is like my mother. I will get a woman that best fits me, that honestly will understand me. Does that mean I'm disgracing them? No. It just means I'm moving according to what I feel is best for me. You have to understand there's no right or wrong way. I'm never going to tell you be race loyal. I'm never going to tell you be you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to make this amount of money. I can't tell you. What brings you peace brings you peace. What brings you satisfaction will bring you satisfaction. I started understanding that. The more I try to keep up with the Joneses, the more I left from being who I was, me. You have nothing to prove as a man. You have nothing to prove as a woman. Just prove to yourself that you're working and doing everything you're trying to do. A lot of people don't like hearing that. Well, my mama used to do this. My daddy used to maneuver like that. But that was back then. This is now. And right now, we are the minority. Families are not the looked at and sought after to be thing. It's almost this. It's almost disrespected on a daily basis, and people are told that hey, what are you doing? It causes issues. Now we have to ask now, how many of y'all are afraid to start a family? I know that sounds like a silly question. BMT, what are you talking about? Scared to start a family? Yes, that is actually a thing. People do get cold feet. This is why a lot of marriages do not last that long because they think it's one thing. This is not Martin. This is not Gina. This is not Uncle Phil. This is not Aunt Vivian. This is not this is not Harriet. This is not Carl. We're not we're not the Brady Bunch. We're not Full House. We're none of those TV shows. Sitcom and reality are not the same. I learned that the hard way. What I thought I understood on TV between when you hear people say, hey man, the Cosbys were showing us the way. No, you have to find your own way. And you're gonna have a lot of people say, nah, man, I don't know about that. But I'm telling you right now, they don't explain nothing of the late nights you'll stay up watching your child. They don't talk about none of the times where you'll have to go to the clinic. You'll have to go do grocery runs. They don't explain none of the stuff. They don't explain none of the stuff of that of how you have to have certain discussions with your spouse. They don't explain nothing of that of what's going to happen when sometimes you know what you will deal with certain situations. You'll have certain inadequacies. See, this is the thing about reality and TV, social media and real life. They don't equate. They don't add up. You know why? Because you're never in the equation. You're never meant to be. You can't be. You're going off of somebody else's equation. So how can it be correct? No one can coach you. You can't be coached about this kind of thing. I'm not exiled. I'm not young Link. I'm me. I am BMT. I never told a man how to be a man. I only instructed and said, hey guys, this is what I did as a man. Understand me? Is it right? I don't know. But it's all I do know. I'm talking to y'all in a cadence so that way y'all can understand me. That what I'm saying is coming directly from my heart. I'm playing lofi music so that way you can ease your mind. Hang on, guys. Sorry about that. Now listen, you guys, I know y'all gonna say, well, single mothers, and I need to stop y'all right there. I know a lot of men and women that come from single parent households and they're doing just fine. Yes, I know statistics. Yes, but guess what? Statistics are not always correct. Statistics are not the end all be all. We have statistics telling us about certain things in the world, but that's not the end game. Statistics said I'll be dead at 21. Statistics said I would be that because I came from a broken home, that I need to act a certain type of way. But that's not me. I am me. And I choose on how I will go out. Is everything done right that I liked? No. But guess what? I'm still here. I'm still trying. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's not an easy road. I'm not telling y'all, hey, y'all need to go be a business owner. Nah. Running a family is a business. I'm not gonna tell y'all what it means that, oh, well, this is how a woman should be. Maybe you might not always be the breadwinner. Both of y'all could be breadwinners. Did you ever think about that? Who told you these things? Ah, you're going off of the lever to beaver model. I get it. I used to think like that too. Sometimes you're going to get tired. It will happen. It happened to me. You're going to get sick. You are human. And sometimes you're going to get angry. It's natural. See, that's why I'm telling you. These kind of things that happen in a relationship happen every day. Yes, men and women are getting divorced. And I know you're hearing a lot of stuff about, well, women are getting divorced more than men. Yes, they are. It is happening. There are different reasons for why things are happening. Ask yourself, do you really want to get married? Do you care to get married? You don't have to. But I encourage you to. Men and women are no longer holistically raised to run a family. They're not. And we have to ask the question, why? Why? Is this really the route that we're trying to go? Is this honestly how we want people to be? I can't truly tell you the right answer. I want to, but that's not for me to tell you how to do it. And everybody say, man, BMT, do you know what you're talking about? I don't know, man. It's not going to get any easier, man. I keep trying to tell that to people. It's not going to get any easier. Look at and listen to a lot of these people online. Look how they break down that of how they're running their family or their household. Ask them, what is your progress? Some people are going to feel embarrassed because there is no real easy way. I can promise you right now, man. You're here. You'll see the certain talking points of when people are online and they'll say, well, you get disrespected. Dude, you didn't stop becoming a human. You didn't stop being an individual. That's not easy, man. You now have it where people say, well, you can make kids, but you don't have to marry that woman. Okay, so you don't want to marry her. But then you hear now you hear the stuff about I can be successful. But I want to I'm hearing stuff about you can be a value, a man or woman with value, and you can cheat. Then why get married? I never understood that. How is that even possible? So you'll get with a woman, or a woman will get with a man just to dog them out? What kind of dysfunction is that? And ask yourself, is that how you want to be represented? Sometimes I don't think people think of actually what they're saying. I think they just want to be heard. Common sense is not going to be a thing much longer. You have where more people are talking about, hey, we need to go get in different polynomial relationships. And the thing about it is, when people talk about polynomial relationships, I don't really think they understand what that does. They say marriage is a construct for women. And I say, well, if that's the case, then are you fine with your daughter being second best to another man, to another woman? I say, y'all really need to start thinking about some of this stuff, man. I really do. Are you fine? Like, y'all really don't think these things thoroughly through. No man in his right mind is going to hand off his child or literally tell his son or daughter to settle for second fiddle. Nobody. Nobody is going to tell. Nobody is going to tell their kids to settle for whatever they can. That's disrespectful. I'm not telling my children to do that. Why would you tell yours? I hear a lot of people talking about game and dating. Do you like being played with? If somebody told you, I'm playing a game with you, this is all part of the game, you wouldn't like them. You wouldn't like that very much. Why is there so much talk about game? Just think about that. I want y'all to really think about that. Why are so much people talking about game? Does anybody want to be taken seriously? I really question a lot of these talking points nowadays. The men want to be equal to the woman. And you have it where the woman want to equate that to the man. You have a lot of situations of things happening. I'm telling you right now, it's going to get a lot worse. Y'all need to start paying attention, man. Really. I mean, really pay attention, man. This coming down the year is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Gas is already at $4. People can barely afford to put money in the tank. I already put out alone $70 in just 1 week in gas. That is a quarter of some people's paychecks. Well, they should have designed or shoulda. I hear shoulda a lot. Listen, man, it gets harder when you're just an individual unit. And everybody thinks that, oh man, why are you picking on me? I'm not picking on you. I'm telling you, man, it's a lot easier to take down a kingdom when you have an army of your own. A lot of people don't like hearing it. They want you to be on the individual mindset. Listen to what people are saying now. Individual. See, here's the thing about it. When you have a group, it's not as hard. When you're all by yourself, you're all by yourself. No offense. There's a reason why solitary confinement is a punishment. It psychologically cuts you off from that of people. Now, we're not saying that, hey man, we want you to be a sheep. Nobody's telling you to be a sheep. But we are telling you there are wolves out there. There are wolves out there. And sadly, a lot of society is preying on the weak. They're going after people that they know are mentally stagnant and suffering. I listen to what a lot of y'all say. I listen to how a lot of y'all talk. And it's very dangerous. It's very destructive. I've been to some third world countries. I've been to some suffrage. And I can tell you right now, the worst is yet to come. But the first thing that they told you was you don't need, or that no longer a family is needed. Then tell me this. Why was the suicide rate so high? Tell me. Why is a lot of these talking points on social media revolved around the mentality of men and women. Don't you find that kind of interesting? If these men were doing so good, or these women were doing so good, why are the talking points always about how men and women should operate? I mean, it can't be by coincidence. It can't be by design. Some people want you to think like this for a reason. You know why? Because when you're by yourself, they can beat up on you all they want. This is why the bully likes to single people out. Think about that. What does bullying 101 involve? You single out people. Single them out from the herd, from the group. So what happened after that? But then when everybody starts to stand together, guess what? That bully is outnumbered. He can only do so much. Even mice taking on a snake who stand together. They may not be from the same mother or from the same group, but guess what? They understand we have to keep the snake out of the burrow. And so that's what they'll do. They will rather group together so that way the snake will see many mice. And many mice can't be moved by that one snake or can't be devoured. He might hurt them, but he can't take them. It's amazing how nature thinks like that. Understand this, man. Understand this, man. Your strength came with your woman and your children. That was your strength. It wasn't in the money, wasn't in the clothes, it wasn't in the jewelry. Ladies, your strength came in building your legacy. It came in you developing and maintaining a household, maintaining a certain respect. It wasn't about proving I'm that chick. I'm that woman. I'm that gal. Look at me. I did all this. I could promise you that is cool, but it still doesn't reign the same type of priorityship as other things may come out. Everybody thinks I'm making this up, but we can pull up the receipts. Listen, man, I don't know how much longer these things on social media are going to last. Y'all can keep on trying to make people believe. Y'all can keep on trying. But to be honest, these people are here for a reason. They're doing their job. They're disrupting the motion flow of society. They talk about family, but they don't create families. They talk about dysfunction, but they show dysfunction. They speak about dysfunction and they promote dysfunction. Is that coincidental? No. How are you positive, but all you talk about is negativity? How are you for family, but yet you don't have or not trying to build a family? At this point in the game, I don't know, honestly, if that's really the go-to thing anymore. You're trying to talk about building a culture, a society. Why is dysfunction the best rated thing in this country? I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. Y'all gotta understand, man. These things that are happening, they're gonna keep on growing. They're gonna keep on getting worse. I'm raising 2 girls and 2 boys. A lot of people will say, well, they're gonna be for, I cannot tell them what to do when they get grown. Neither can my parents. Well, then We can do like some places, and you can excommunicate. Why would you want to excommunicate your child? Why would you want to excommunicate? See, you hear people talk about deserting people because you want them to do what you want them to do. Well, they don't get my money. They don't get my land. I'd rather have peace of mind than to bank everything on that of having to follow that of a malicious person. Your money doesn't own me. Neither does your little trinkets. Those things come and go. They come and go. And when you tell that to some people, they feel a certain type of way. I've had that told to me before by my family. Hey, you don't do such and such, you can be counted out of the land or the deed. I said, well, then I guess it is what it is. But I will not be disrespected. And I stood on that. And I won't go back. I won't beg. I said, hey, I get it. It would have gave me a little bit of a boost. But you know what? I think I'd rather have my peace, my happiness, my joy, and my understanding. I'm really hoping somebody gets it, man. But right now, I'm just putting my soul into the mic. I honestly would ask anybody, just holistically what you wanted. Is this really how you want to be remembered? I used to think that this space was for building a family. Boy, I feel like a fool. I used to think a lot of these women wanted to actually build. That was a lie. I think that's why I hate doing social media now. I don't even go on Facebook anymore. I honestly enjoy being to myself. Do you remember why you came on YouTube? If it was for entertainment, then hey, I get it. I really do. Listen, man. Things are not what they seem and what they need to be. Listen, I'm not going to tell y'all, and I'm not the moral police. But I am going to tell you, man, that there are going to be some changes in society. There are going to be some. Y'all, please take a break from this YouTube stuff. I don't care to be a content creator. I really don't. It does nothing for me. I know, well, this person became a millionaire. So the fuck what? Who cares about who's a millionaire? Who cares about how much money they get? At the end of the day, guess what? Did it honestly do anything to better them or their situation? I'm BMT. I'll see you guys later. Peace.